Aloha y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. This is one of the most controversial things I speak about. There are some people that if I bring up this topic, they close down and don't want to talk to me, even call me names, have judgment toward me for this. The topic, without any further drama or buildup, is sometimes called network marketing, sometimes called multi-level marketing. And let's be clear, this field is something for me, for years, this field, this business model, this way of doing things, for years I thought was, not interesting. I joined a bunch of MLMs years ago because I liked the product, whether it was spirulina or goji juice or essential oils, whatever it was. I was like, yeah, it's a cool product. I'm into it, but I'm not interested in building a business with that. Then I had the experience, like some of the people I described earlier who get upset about this, where people came to me and said, basically, you got to do this. You got to join this thing. It's amazing. I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. No, really, you got to do it. They were pushy, right? Not listening to me. Unskillful, I learned later. It was a little bit like years ago when I did Landmark Education, and part of their business model is they don't advertise. They get the people that have had transformations to go out and enroll other people. Sometimes those people do it really badly and it turns people off. Sometimes they do it well and it produces massive, powerful changes in people's lives. Now, just a few years ago, I came across another MLM, and somehow I was open to it in a different way. And not only did I love what the product was, I started studying the business model. Now, I've been into business my whole life. I had just never looked at that business model. And as I understood it, I was like, wow, this is brilliant. This is a wonderful, wonderful business model where we don't spend a ton of money on advertising and slick information and putting the word out and trying to convince people that this is the best thing ever for them, paying marketing agencies all this money in advertising when all that money could be used to, one, create the product or the service better, two, to reward the people that are actually using it to make it more affordable, right? And part of what it relies on is real people speaking to other real people, sharing their real experience, right? If it's done well. Now, granted, it can be done poorly, just like everything can be done poorly. Right? One of my teachers years ago, when I was studying fine arts, writing, the University of Massachusetts, John Edgar Wideman, great teacher. I speak about him in another video on how I got the experience with him. And one of the things he taught, his world conviction was one of the greatest evils in the world, I'm not sure evil is the word he said, but one of the biggest problems in the world is advertising, right? Because advertising is very tricky ways of making us think we need things, right? So, coming back around, when we're honestly sharing with other people something that is meaningful to us and might really be meaningful and helpful to someone else, what it can create is a win-win-win scenario. Now, this is a tricky one because some people feel like, well, if you benefit from this, then I can't trust you. And that's a fair point, right? Because sometimes there is a conflict of interest. One might say that a drug company, for instance, saying that you need to take this drug for your health when they have immunity and make a lot of money by you complying with that, that could be a conflict of interest. Now, does it mean there's always a conflict of interest? No, it doesn't. Right? And I've had the genuine, beautiful experience where somebody shared something with me from their heart that was meaningful to them, that benefited them because they wanted me to benefit. That they also benefit from it? Great. Wonderful by me. Win-win. Right? In the amazing book, The Hidden Symmetry of Love, which is based on the work of family constellations. Bert Hellinger's book, right? Big book, The Hidden Symmetry of Love. One of the things he says is, when anybody gives from the motivation of love, it puts the relationship out of symmetry. The natural response is to give from the other person from the motivation of love. Powerful, right? So, when it comes to network marketing, and it is part of my business, part of how I work in the world is through network marketing. And when somebody in other parts of my business, through my coaching or my programs, if somebody recommends me or refers someone to me, I also like to say thank you for thinking of me, for trusting in me, for believing in me, for introducing me to that person, allowing me to serve that person, for them to get benefits in their life, for me to get benefits through the service, through the income. Win, win, win. So, here's the thing. There is no simple rule to follow. Could there be a conflict of interest that means it's not worthy, that it's not pono, as we'd say here in Maui, meaning integral? Yeah, it's possible. My encouragement to you, though, is don't carte blanche dismiss it. Consider it and say, is this something that could benefit me? Is it something that I believe in, something that could benefit the world? And if so, why not thank the person that brought it to you? Why not be happy for them to benefit too? Right? Because in this world, the more we all give in love, the more we all receive in love, the more the world thrives. All right, there we go. My 2 cents on what I call the beauty of the business model of network marketing. I've grown to love it. What do you think, though? What's your experience? Am I crazy? Have you been burned? Have you burned other people? You're probably not going to comment on that. What's your experience, though, and what do you think? Please put your comments below. I will happily read and respond to them. And if this is interesting, useful, and if you're interested in passive income in your life, then like, subscribe, share. Reach out to me if you like, Daniel at danielaaron.com, AARON. Let's spread more vibrancy in the world, more abundance in the world. Let's create a more thriving world together. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Aloha.